Welcome and well met. Thanks for joining our little fellowship. We're going to be talking Lord of the Rings extended versus theatrical cut. I am joined by Pete, the Oxfather, and Danny Lee.
Michael Vonden.
Okay, so just a heads up, today I'm going to be leading the show for the first time. And when Gandalf fell into the Khazad
Abyss.
Dûm, the abyss, fighting the Balrog, so Zach's stepping aside and let me lead. So I'm going to be Aragorn here, and hopefully I don't fail you guys.
Uh-oh. We're getting
So-
some bad static.
Yeah.
From me?
There we go.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, Mark.
Oh, the fake fireplace turned on, so give me just a second.
Oh, Jesus, Mark. Oh my gosh, this is great. Okay, so while that's happening,
It is Khazad-dûm.
it is Khazad-dûm. There you go. Let's switch to slides. There we go. Yeah, I think we got it, Mark.
Sorry about that, fellas.
Let's get into the things we picked up, and I'll lead us off. Pete, if you want to go to the next
Yep.
slide for me. So I picked up from Collector's Zone the Iron Studios 1/10 scale Smeagol / Gollum set, and I will be completely honest. I didn't know what to expect. I think the Gandalf is pretty okay. I think the Frodo is pretty terrible.
Yes.
It has a huge seam line in the waist for no reason. And so I didn't know what to expect because this is, I don't want to say mixed media because it is like all plastic, but it's a little bit of plastic, a little bit of polystone, a little bit of resin. And it has this really wonderful effect where you get a Gollum portrait that's in the water, which is the next slide. And you also get two whole, like one Gollum and one Smeagol, and honestly blown away by this piece. When I first got it, the resin, you can see here it's supposed to be like a little bit cloudy, but on mine it had some really bad scratches in it, I think from like the production process. And so I got a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and I just removed all that haze. And I certainly think the haze is probably a little bit more accurate, but because mine had all these scratches in it, it really distracted from the effect. But once I did that and it got all nice and clear, it really took that piece to the next level for me. Because in the movie, the water he's looking in is fairly clear. You know, though I guess technically there probably wouldn't be a reflection if it was that clear. But man, what a piece. The sculpting, the paint is really good. Some people say that it's a little too pink. And I think that's probably more to do with the color grading of the trilogy than the actual statue being wrong.
Yeah.
But I like the color. I think it looks really good in person. And the fact that you get, like, it is one statue, but you get two very different ways to display it, I think is super cool. And it's only like $100.
Yeah, and totally. And it looks really pink in that picture, but you did a unboxing of that, and it didn't look
Yeah.
that bad. I mean, if you look at that and you look at me, I mean, I'm just as bad, and I
Wow.
didn't carry a ring for 500 years or live in a cave. So
To answer your question, Pete, it is. I don't know that it's real hair. It might be, or it might be synthetic, but it is
Synthetic hair, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not sculpted.
it is exactly it, and that was my biggest concern. But you actually can get. I put like a little Q-tip in water just to kind of get some of that. I think they put like a gel in it a little bit to help it
Yeah.
flow a little bit better, and
Yeah.
it looks really good. It looks really good. The next thing I picked up was a Gandalf 1/3 scale bust by Sideshow. This is the one I got was actually the New Line Cinema sample, so they sent that off to the film production to get it approved for the actual production. So that's pretty neat. It's a very limited statue. I did get the exclusive version, so the exclusive has the Mind of Moria swap out staff rather, and this statue is okay. I don't love it as much as like the other statues that I have, but it is a very. I think Dean said it really well. It doesn't look exactly like Ian McKellen. It more looks like Gandalf, and I think that's probably the best way to put it. But it's a great piece. The size is both not too large and not too small. And I honestly, you know, I think it's a great piece, and I got a really good deal on it off of someone from Facebook Marketplace. And speaking of Facebook Marketplace, I feel like it's been a while. I got like a ton of shit between last show and this one. On Facebook Marketplace, I have a save search for Gandalf, and out of nowhere, this United Cutlery Gandalf the White staff popped up, and the gentleman wanted $150 for it. And you know, I hang out with Eddie and John a lot, and it's always about the art of the deal. So I told the guy, I was like, yo, I know you just listed this, but I'm in your area right now. Like, if you'll take $100, like, let me know. And sure enough, he did. And it's technically a Christmas present, so it has to go back in the box. But I've been looking at these for a while, and they're about, I think, like on eBay, they're about like $250 to $300 used. And so I felt very good about getting this for $100. It's 72 inches long. It comes with a really nice display plaque that you kind of like drill it into the wall, and it has this beautiful embossed look on it. Comes with a certificate of authenticity and the guy in the box and everything. I do need to at some point touch up the paint. It's an older piece, and some of the paint has kind of dried out a little bit. So I do need to. I believe the top is resin, and then the bottom. It doesn't feel like wood.
No wood. No.
If you go to the next two slides, I don't know.
So it's a Christmas present, and you've already got it up on the wall.
Well, no, because I took this picture for Mark for the slides, but it's off the wall. How dare you?
Even you've taken the holder off as well, have you?
No, I left the holder there because I didn't want to have two fucking big ass holes in the wall. How dare you? So there you can see they're really beautiful. The way that the wall mount looks, and fortunately, since it's like obviously like a triangle shape, you know, I can display it such that the paint that's a little damaged is on the back. But I mean, it's such a neutral paint color. Like, I don't think I'd have that much problem using a little bit of filling putty and then just painting over it. So
Does
I haven't
one side
decided.
have the name on it as well, because the swords have the United Cutlery.
I haven't
etched in
seen.
on one side.
I haven't seen it etched anywhere, so I don't know
Yeah.
that it does.
Yeah, it'd be
With
cool
the
if it
swords,
doesn't.
there's only really one way round to display them,
Yeah.
because you don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Checking in the chat, we got Econ, Tukatri, Toy Mafia, Darkside Customs, Archangel. We also have Cash to Gemini, Punisher XS, JB Collection. Punisher says, "Now Lord of the Rings does look good, though." Archangel says, "What's up, Zach?" Now, I did get two more things, and it's been a while that we've done this show, so
Oh no!
these have I haven't done like that much shopping, but these I got at such a good deal, I had to get them. And I need to send yours out, Mark, and I promise I will soon.
Okay.
These
Just let me know how
are-
much it costs, Zach.
These are Lord of the Rings collectible cards. But the thing that's neat about these cards were blank at one point, and they were sent to different artists. These are part of the Masterpieces 2 set. And the person that got ours was Christian Dalla Vecchia, which is unfortunately passed away, but he used to be a inker and an artist for Marvel Comics. And so I got Mark the Rohan Warrior, and then for me, I got Gandalf the Grey. So these are one of one. Like, this card is the actual card that the artist drew on, which I think is really cool. And I do have to send it to Mark for his collection. And then Deanie, one of my co-hosts for the Dungeons and Dragons, gave me this. So that's Dean's sister. And I wanted to give a shout out to her and to Mythology Candles, which is mytholologie candles.com. She got me the Tale-inspired sample pack. So I'll read the little card that it comes with. It says, Lord of the Rings has been such a huge inspiration and part of many of our lives. Each candle scent has been carefully crafted to represent a piece of this world with the hopes of helping you create a more immersive reading or watching experience. On the other side of this card, you'll find each candle scent name and description so you can fully experience each one. And they also put, please note the names we choose as such to be inspired by Tolkien's works and are not exact names or phrases to respect trademark and copyright law. So we have Bearded Tree, the Ranger, Wizard's Pipe Weed, Breeze Spice Market, Double Breakfast, and King of the Wood Elves. So these are These are really
Oh, that's
nice
really
looking
cool.
candles, and this is the sample pack. So this is the Wizard's Pipeweed, and it smells incredible. And then each one is a little candle, and you can also buy full size versions of these, but these are the sample packs.
Yeah, the problem is then you'd feel bad about burning the
Using
candle,
them.
you know?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna use them because she said that she wanted me to use them when we play Dungeons and Dragons. So like
Oh,
light
okay,
a candle
cool.
to get in the mood.
Well, then that's just a cool gift then.
Yeah.
thought you
So
were
this
gonna
is
use
really
them-
cool. I'm gonna use it when I watch the deluxe editions, the extended editions.
Do it during love.
So that's what I got, and I know that was quite a bit. So thank you guys. For
I know
putting
you
that
got
on
one
me.
more thing, Zach. Go ahead and hit the next slide, Pete.
Yep.
And you already talked about it like on 3 other shows.
Oh wait, I got a
but-
question, Zach. Are you
Oh,
looking
no,
for
that-
like
that's not on
a
there, I'm
glam
sorry.
dream?
Wait,
I-
two things are happening.
Two things
I
at once,
am
sorry.
looking for a glam during at some point. Because I have the 1/5 that you gave me. I do want to get one to go with this.
Yeah, the one.
But I think I want the. Nope, just kidding. I lied. I had a thought, and then it was. I do want a glam ring though. But what else do I have? I think that was.
I messed up the slides. I'm sorry. You got that first issue of The Hobbit. But
Oh
I missed
yes,
the slide.
I don't have that back yet. But
the comic.
yeah, the
Yeah.
comic. Yeah, that one we featured on Danny's show, and it did get sent. It did get sent out to Danny,
So-
and hopefully in a few months, like Ringcast episode 25, whenever it comes back, it'll be. We'll talk about the grade that I got.
Yeah, 4
Um,
months.
Yeah, there you go.
Hopefully.
4 months, baby.
yeah.
So
wait
what is
till
it?
it gets
Episode
slabbed.
8 or 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you get, Mark?
I had gotten the Frodo and Nazgul wave of the or Ring Wraith wave of the Diamond Select figures, and I was actually really excited for the Ring Wraith, but until I got it, that one was literally pretty disappointing, to be honest. It came with 3 swords, and the swords are like, I mean, it's literally worth it for just the swords, but if you bend his arms, hold on, where are we at here? Let me get the camera set up. See that? How are you supposed to? How's he supposed to double hold a sword?
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
look at that. I mean, that's the worst wizard sleeve I've ever seen in my life. But I mean, if I didn't mean to make a sexual reference. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I guess I didn't mean to say that was a sexual reference. But I mean, it looks fantastic with his arm down, and they give you three sheaths for these swords. So one is for the regular Nazgul, one is for the Witch King. I mean, the swords look fantastic. I mean, it's
Yeah,
worth
they
it for the swords. Which
They
I
give you
have the
detail.
I meant to go down and grab my Ring Wraith
much do you
Toy
pay
Biz
for these,
because
Mark?
it's loose clothes. And that's another thing. They used to be $22.99, but I guess the new prices are $29.99. So that kind of sucks. And then that's the sword he stabbed Frodo with. The
Wow.
one of many
Awful
times
blade.
Frodo got stabbed. But the thing is, this guy looks so freaking cool. I don't know why his arm's off.
That is
I don't
cool.
know. Now this, of course, it's a Build-A-Figure, so it's super loose. But I mean, look at the size difference.
Joy juice, baby.
I think he's Yeah, I know. I think he's about 13 inches tall. I have another picture on one of them slides. If you want to go ahead and go to the slides, Pete.
Yeah, I like the Sauron. He looks good.
Archangel has a great question. He says, "Do you think the Lord of the Ring props trump the statues, or does it depend on the piece?" I think honestly, I like the statues quite a bit, especially some of these nicer ones. But if you get a good prop, I mean, at $100, like you're not touching a statue for less
The
than
weapons are beautiful.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting into the
and-
weapons.
And really,
Ranger
like the
swords,
sword,
and they are
the swords and
amazing.
the swords all have stories too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what it is, what who made them, what they've been through. They had their names have stuff on them, and like when Aragorn gets the sword reforged, he renames it, and it's got all kinds of etching. You know,
Yeah.
there's a big story to all that, and it's pretty much with everything. I mean, even Sting, which is probably the least known, you know, I mean, it has no backstory, but the backstory is Bilbo carries it. You know, obviously Bilbo does all his stuff, and then Frodo carries it, does all his stuff. So then in the end,
I wish I'd bought more of them, to be honest, because I bought my two when they first came out, and they weren't bad. You know, they were a good price, but now some of them go for stupid money.
They-
You know,
they are
I'd love a
reissuing-
Sting. I'd love a Glamdring.
They are reissuing though.
Are they?
are they?
Yeah, because I'm currently looking for the high elven, like just the soldier sword, and I think they just recently put it out like a year ago or so, so it's like their second reissue or the first reissue.
Oh, that'd be cool. I
So
wonder
the
if they're
prices
doing all of them or
dropped,
if that's
yeah.
just a
Is,
one.
is that like an anniversary kind of run?
I
is
think
it,
they
or-
just release them, reissue them once in a while. I guess
Kind of like
Every
Asmus
couple
does.
years.
Asmus does the same thing.
Yeah.
They just randomly will make more of old figures.
But yeah, I like how because I'm looking for alternatives of displaying and like the weapons you can just put on the wall. So I was hoping to put them over there. So I think it's a nice
So how
touch.
do you find this line in general, Mark? Have you got all the figures so far?
No, yes, I have all the figures. I have, but really, it's only the Gollum. And then the first wave was Gimli, who looks fantastic. Gimli is an
Legolas.
all-time figure. I mean, everything
Yeah.
Gimli looks great. Comes with 3 swords. The Legolas looks fantastic. It's got a weird wash on his head, but
It really does.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to address that. But so these swords, Danny, when I bought the Ahsoka hilts from him, he sent me a Toy Biz. Now, if you want to look at the improvement, as much as you want to give the
Yeah.
wash crap, this is a Toy Biz, and then this is the Diamond Select. But so the Diamond Select, the problem is they sculpt everything fantastic, but then there's just certain things along the line where they just think there's no practicality to it. Like the Nazgul, he's got his little hilts that don't attach to anything. There's so much rubber, there's nothing to attach to. Gimli has a little hook here, so he can only carry. So you know what I mean. You can't carry both swords. This one's fixed. So you know you get little things like that. Like Gimli comes with extra hands. Legolas,
Dude,
he
the
comes
Gimli
with
looks
a
real good.
yeah. Legolas comes with a bow, and the quivers, the arrows look very good, but his fingers don't have a shooting. You know what I mean. He doesn't have a shooting finger. You know what I mean, like a holding the quiver thing. So then you can't post him firing an arrow.
Has the
So
bow got a string on it?
yeah, it's got a string on it,
Okay,
and it's pretty tight. I mean, the bow and it's got a really good. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's the sculpt and the detail is good, but just stuff gets lost in translation, like the wizard sleeve thing, where you can't because you know you'd like to pose them fist up like this, so you can get 5 of them, so you can do a weather top. Well, now there's no reason for me to get more than 1, you know. But the fact that they sculpted not in this guy, they sculpted for his daggers, but didn't give you any daggers was kind of ridiculous. So the fact that the Toy Biz ones fit in there perfectly, it's just I mean it's all
Wow.
it completes a figure. I mean it's literally like they did that on purpose.
Those motherfuckers. Eddie says, just say it, the line sucks.
Yeah, I know. The worst part was I could just every time I was like, damn, I don't want to talk negative because Eddie's I got to be the anti-Eddie. And the thing too is that so then that's the scariest part because I want to get the whole fellowship. The next wave has Aragorn so that I can complete the Sauron because the Aragorn comes with the other arm and leg that I'm missing, and then it comes with an orc that gives you the mace. Well, you have to get that. Well, then now the next wave is going to be Gandalf and another orc. Now it's I forget the name of the orc, but it's the one that Aragorn fights at the end, the one that shoots Boromir
Lurts.
like 5 times.
Is it
Yeah,
Lurtz?
Rip.
The
yeah.
Uruk guy.
So, but then I'm afraid with the price hike, and there's literally no other figures announced yet. That, I mean, are they going to do the whole fellowship? I mean, I hate buying 6 of the 9. You know, it's almost
They're
like
coming out pretty quick now, aren't they? So I suppose
yeah. Well, the thing was they announced the first 3 waves, whatever it was 2 years ago before COVID, and then like this wave that I just got came out 2 weeks ago. Well, the next wave's coming out next week, and then the next wave's supposed to come out before the end of the year. So the next 2 waves are supposed to come out before the end of the year. So I think it's a COVID thing, but it's like anything else when stuff, it's like when a movie gets pushed back or something, you're always afraid of a line dying, and I hate thinking that I'm going to end up spending a couple $100 trying to get the fellowship, and then I'm going to end up with 5 of them and a couple of orcs. Because as bad as Toy Biz were, they don't really hold up. They made like 10 different Frodos. They had
Yeah,
They
went
really
deep in
did.
the
they had
line.
like Frodo wrapped up, Frodo, all kinds of crazy stuff.
The only
So
thing they had was scaling issues.
oh yeah, big time. because some of their Frodos were like 6 inches, the other ones were like 3 3/4. It was crazy. Some of the elves were smaller than the orcs, and some of the orcs were like 8 inches tall. So okay, what else did I get? Oh, and
You
speaking
got
of,
the Frodo too.
this is the Frodo next to the Iron. Is it Iron Studios? What did we just talk about?
Yeah,
that-
the Iron
is that the name?
Studios.
The Iron Studios Frodo. And I was thinking about giving it away in the podcast, but then Zach just said how horrible it is, so I might wait a
I mean,
couple
bro,
episodes.
send it to me if you're gonna give it away. I'll fix it, but I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, well, maybe that's what I'll do. It'll be a Christmas gift then.
Which one?
Because when I got it, I had planned on getting them all, but then the prices, it was like literally $110 for all of them. Then all of a sudden, anytime new announced figure is like 160. And I heard about a Boromir, but I haven't seen it. So Boromir is always my jump in point. Because I say, if you're going to get the guy that dies in the first movie, really the only one that dies other than Gandalf who comes back, then I jump in the line. But I mean, this one, the Frodo was really surprising. The Ring Wraith was a little disappointing because it looks so good, but as a figure, it's not a figure. It's a statue. So, and then I guess it has been a while since we've been on, so we can move on. And then this is it's right behind me. I felt like I got that forever ago, but I finally got the Helm's Deep set for Lego. And this was like you have these stupid little dreams when you're a kid. This was a dream as an adult. This is like I completely missed the line because it came out in 2010 when I was married, and I just completely missed it. So then by the time I went to go buy it, was $300-400. So funny thing was I've been looking, and then Facebook Marketplace pickup. It was $150 complete pickup. So I drove an hour and a half, picked it up, and the worst part was I bought it from a 15-year-old who was getting out of it because he was getting too old. He wasn't collecting anymore. So I had a conversation with a 15-year-old about being too old.
He found girls.
Wow.
He's like, I'm just gonna focus on like Star Wars, more of the cooler stuff, and I'm just like, you little son
You
of a bitch.
motherfucker.
It's like,
Did he
you're
give you a
lucky-
good deal at least?
Yeah, you're lucky your mom's here. That's what I said. It was $150, but it was 100% complete. I was afraid that when I put it together, it wouldn't be, but it literally had all the extra pieces, and he took care of it. There was no dust on it whatsoever.
Dude, you gotta
What
bang
does
his
have to
mom
get, Mark?
as revenge.
Yeah.
Which ones are you still? Which ones are you still missing?
As far as from the Lord of the Rings that I want, I am literally just missing it's called the Uruk-hai army build-up thing, and it adds to the Helm's Deep wall.
Yeah.
And I really just need that for the Aramir. I want the Aramir, and I saw an Eowyn custom. Once I get Aramir, I'm going to get that custom Eowyn. So
Did they never make
but-
one then? Lego.
no, they never made one.
No.
So I said it's a shame. I really,
Yeah,
I mean, who knows when the
odd.
show coming? The 20-year anniversary is next month, so I mean,
She's
who
fairly
knows?
prominent in both the two
Yeah.
and three. Isn't it? It's a bit weird
Yeah.
That she has literally no figure
that shit
whatsoever.
wouldn't pass these days, would it? With the
Oh no,
way
yeah.
things
Nowadays,
have
the Lego would be canceled.
yeah.
So. All right, but we can move on.
Wait, I wish
Sounds
this set came with more soldiers.
Oh,
Like, more elven soldiers and more.
oh yeah, that's the thing.
Rohirrim.
That set came with no elves whatsoever, and it only came with. Did it? What's that? No, that set didn't even come with a Rohan soldier. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
The Rohan soldier comes with the Uruk-hai army build-a-pack thing with the Aramir. So that's also why I had to get that set. The
would've
one
been
thing
cool
this
if they-
did come with was a Haldir. This is the only way
Yeah.
to get the Haldir also.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like the Toy Biz. You had to buy the big 8-pack or whatever.
Oh
to get
yeah,
Haldir.
to get all the, yeah, that's stupid. You had to buy the 8-pack of elves to get Haldir, yeah. So,
Right.
yeah, but we can move on. And then now I preface this with saying I bought this set, but I bought this set without the dragon. So, but I paid $100 and it was complete. So if I were to get just the minifigures, it would have been more than $100. But this set to build it was really cool, and that little it has that gold whatever that wheel thing is that goes across the top. It's actually got a lot of cool play features. The way, and then it has like a. You can hold on. Can you guys see it from where I'm at? I'm gonna shoot some gold.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So I mean, it's got cool play features, man, and just that green. I don't know what it is about that green, but certain things. There's so much gray Lego
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings sets that it's nice to have that pop
like
of
it.
color. I mean, I would love to have the front of Erebor. That would be a cool backdrop, but I mean, I don't.
And obviously,
I was looking at customs. I didn't.
Smaug goes for big money on his own, does he?
Yeah, he's
It's
about
like
$200
$300.
on his own.
Really?
So
Wow.
I'm willing to pay in the three figures, but not like
Wow.
like 150. I'd pay 150 if I found him for 150
Yeah.
complete, no scratches. And that's the thing. If you're buying a figure like that, you got to make sure you don't have any scratches, because I've bought sets where you don't even know, like, what were these people doing, like running it. Like, what did they put it together in their driveway and then just slide it down?
They
the
were
hill or
playing
something?
with it. They were probably kids.
Yeah.
Man, that's true. I guess I put mine together, just flick a couple triggers, and that's it. So, yeah, but no, that's great. I mean, and then really the only other set.
The green
What's that?
blades on that axe, that's a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that was. It has him holding it, but it's supposed to be. It's
On the
actually
wall or
supposed to be
something.
mounted on the wall.
'Cause there's
If
one
you look on the
behind
wall,
there with the-
yeah,
with
right
the
there,
grey-
where
yeah,
the
with the
arrow's
steel.
pointing. That's where
Yeah.
it's supposed to be. So they screwed that
okay.
up.
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
So.
Move on.
Oh, damn! Somebody should check these slides. My bad. That shouldn't have been on there. Sorry, keep
God
clicking.
damn it, Mark. You're fired.
All right, we're getting in the news. Okay, this was on this was on Dark Side Collectibles Facebook page. Danny showed us this, and it's the post that said Dark Side Collectible Studio is very excited to announce a collaboration with New Zealand master Middle Earth sculptor Mr. Stephen Saunders. John Howe and Stephen Saunders, along with the Dark Side Collectible Studio team, are working hard to deliver the most accurate Master Collection statues, Galadriel and the Argonath, featuring details from the original John Howe's designs. The Mouth of Sauron on Steed and many more are under development right now. Welcome on board, Steve Saunders. And this was the figures, the statues we were talking about before.
I think he's got some
where
work
they-
to do. I don't
they
think
just
any of
showed
those look
cinema-
like.
Yeah,
paper
and that's the
shit.
thing. This artist is really good, but it's like I don't want to like a shitty grin.
Yeah.
Galadriel. But so yeah, that's what I said. It was supposed to be a positive post. I don't mean to be negative. And I messaged them and I was like, oh, you're showing a lot of stuff. When are we going to see like details of price and stuff? And they were actually real nice. They actually spoke Elvish in the post, and they said we're going to have stuff up for pre-order in December, if not real early January. So they plan on and she said it was going to be multiple items. So they had planned on, showing and putting up for pre-order a couple of things, which is exciting. So I was just excited. I'm excited for this line for a couple of reasons, and it should be in the next slide, because they showed pictures of the Witch King. Now, before we had showed pictures, it showed like a not a 3D rendering. It showed like a digital rendering. But the base on it on this one had so much more details than the one they showed you. Because it has King Theoden's helmet and his sword.
Yeah,
And that, to me, that is so fucking cool. Because I'm a big Witch King fan, so I think I might get this one, and I think I'm going to get the Eowyn, depending on what she looks like. And it doesn't even have to look like the actress. It just has to look really cool. You know what I mean? Because that scene's very iconic. To me, there's certain scenes are just weird that like pop in your head as iconic and cool. It's like when Gandalf arrives with Bilbo, the Khazad Dûm when he falls down. And then this one's just right up there for me. I can't explain why. I don't know why it's so important to me, but I just love the way this guy looks. So.
What scale are these, Mark? This
one's a quarter. And then,
Yeah.
like Danny said, the elves are some of the elves are 1/3, which
don't
makes
like how they're
absolutely
doing
no
that.
sense, because the 1/3 elves are the ones that weren't even in the movie, some of them. Like, they have Gil-galad, and
Yeah.
it just makes no sense to me
This
whatsoever.
guy's going to be pretty big then, because he's tall anyway, and that spike on his helmet's going to add a couple of inches as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
gonna
If he's
look
quarter
weird.
scale, he's got to be huge.
Yeah.
putting him with the elves. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess you would display them separately though.
Yeah, that's why I said I think he can kind of stand alone on his own.
Yeah, yeah.
It would
And
have been cool
I
if they added the severed Nazgul.
Oh, yeah, like severed head or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the corner or something.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Yeah. So I mean that was pretty cool. So what else? What else
Okay,
we
we've
got?
Some close up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you want to click, like, I mean, if the detail comes out that good and the paint's that good,
Yeah.
I mean, and he's another one with a really cool sword. Okay, so then
Yeah.
the next
Thanks
thing
for
we're
that,
talking.
Danny. I've got the 1/5 scale that Danny sent me. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know. I was just playing with the the Narsil earlier.
Dude, we all have swords.
I know. Is it right here? Oh no, it's not here. Damn it. Okay, well, and this is one. This is kind of one of those, unfortunately, because the show there's a decent amount of time between the show, but this is a Weta Workshops, the Argonaut limited edition. It's only got 1,885 pieces, expected to ship September 2022, and it's already sold out. So that's disappointing. It's $800. Because when I first saw $800, I didn't realize the scale of it, and then Zach kind of like corrected me. It's like 20. What was it? 23. I think it's 23 inches to
It's
the top of
huge.
the head.
It's
like two
absolutely
statues, though.
huge. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
This is nice though.
it is
Yeah.
super cool because. But the thing is, and they didn't show it. I looked at a lot of pictures. They didn't show any pictures of the close up of the boats. I wanted to see if you could actually see the detail. You know what I mean? Because the Argonaut, it has a lot of
Yeah.
history to it. It was built to keep the Easterlings out. At the beginning of the 3rd century. So it's supposed to. Who's it supposed to be? It's supposed to be Isildur and Narion.
Deal.
Narion.
Okay.
No, because
So that's the brother, right?
Right.
it's the brother. Yeah, because Elendil. This was
Yeah,
built
I always thought it was
when he
Elendil.
was. This is when it was built when he was king, but Elendil was not in Gondor.
Oh, he was
When-
up north.
Yeah, he was up north. So the two sons were the ones who ran Gondor. So that's why they're protecting Gondor. So I mean, it's just super cool. I mean, I wish that's a pretty great kingdom to build some shit like that, just to kind of like tell people,
Yeah, that's a great
don't
scene
fuck with
in-
us.
in
yeah,
the
it is so
movie.
cool.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Pan up and
He's
zoom
very
in.
cinematic.
Love it.
Yeah, it's very cinematic. And I wish they would have done a little bit more in the movie about that. But it goes back to how they changed his character. Because he's very much like a reluctant hero in the movies. But in the
Yeah.
book, it's like he's fulfilling a destiny. He's got
It's just great in the
pride for
movies
his
because
people.
it's just one of those scenes that it's like
Yeah.
jaw-dropping scene where it just gives you the sense of scale.
Yeah, like when
it's
like Jurassic
huge.
Park when they see the
Yeah.
dinosaurs for the first time, or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's a cool
So
scene.
yeah,
I
it's
like
a
the
shame.
little
It's
boat
sold
scene, it's
out.
brilliant.
It's actually, but it's actually a good price for a Weta.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Yeah.
this to only be $800 because they have random stuff. It's $3,000, and then I saw they have the Bilbo 1/6 with him working on his book for like $320 or something. And I was like, that's a really good price. But I started thinking, I'm like, well, he is 4 foot tall, so when you're talking Lord of the Rings, you gotta think about it a little bit. Okay, so we can move on to the next bit of news, or do we want to run through a couple of pictures?
Yeah, we'll run through the
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, that's,
yeah,
it's a
there's the
big
guy
piece,
holding
isn't
it.
It's good. Yeah,
That's why I said
Motherfucker's
that's
struggling, dude.
look at the weight in it. Yeah,
yeah. Look at them veins popping.
Yes. Turning me on, dude.
I got
Wow.
I got veins popping.
Wow.
Archangel says, Zach, when are you doing a room tour? We did one for, I think it was like 1,000 subs. I can always do one again, I guess, if you guys want.
But okay, and these are the 20th anniversary New Zealand Post exclusive coins. These are the same people that were doing the stamp. Zach, did you get your stamps yet?
I did. Did you get yours?
No. Damn it! I should have.
And you paid for the premium shipping.
I
dude.
paid for the
cheap
premium
shipping.
shipping.
Dude, you gotta go call somebody, dude.
Yeah, so because I was hoping to announce like a giveaway for next time for that, but I guess we won't do that. Well, anyway, so then these are available in 3 different sets. Now they look fantastic. The artist is Sasha Lee. They're going to be available individually later, but right now they're only available in packs. Now here's the thing. I always think, oh, those are cool commemorative coins, but you got to think these are 1 ounce silver. So I forget what silver price is now, whatever, $67 an ounce or something. But now these are really expensive.
They're really expensive.
For a 3-coin set, it's $420.
Dude, I was like, in real
Dang.
money or New Zealand money?
Yeah,
'Cause
I was
Wow,
trying
real
to check.
money?
That's
It's actually
a
after
premium.
the Gandalf one. And you're like,
There's
I know,
but
right?
that
I was like, God damn.
yeah.
it's the so the yeah, because I was thinking about getting one or two. I was like, if I could get them for, I don't know, if I can get a coin, for $100, it'd still be worth it because it is 1 ounce silver. There is real value there, but then you also have to think, what are you displaying? You're displaying that. Do you know what I mean? So you got to fight with that. Yeah, it looks cool, but who's going to see it? And
I like
you know
the
what I mean?
one with the
So-
Moria door and the
yeah, that's what I was going to do.
That's
The
cool.
Mines of
That's
Moria.
nice.
The
Colours
I was trying to
really nice,
remember
isn't it?
what's the name of that door though. It's just something Dane, something
No,
Doran, Doors of Doran. Is that
Yeah,
what it's
Doors
called?
of Durin.
Yeah.
It was
Doors
that
of
statue
Durin.
that came out, but I don't know if we got
Yeah.
it on the.
Now, if that one looks that like, see how the coloring is there? It's got the
Yeah,
green in
it's
the back.
really
If it
nice
actually
colour.
looks like that, I will buy that one
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's the
probably
one I
I'd
was
go
literally.
for.
When we were talking about going for one Pete, that was literally the one I was looking at.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, me too. That's what I'd go for. I can't make out
Oh,
what
yeah.
the one on the far right is.
that's that same orc we were talking about, the Lurtz guy,
Lurtz.
because he's got the white hand on his.
Oh yeah,
head.
yeah.
Now, why
yeah.
the hell you
Got
would
it.
want that when that's the only Shadow of the East? Shadow of the East. There's more iconic.
Yeah.
You know,
That's Sauron. I mean,
Saruman.
Saruman.
The eye.
I do the same thing.
The eye.
Now
looks
the
good,
eye.
though.
There's no way the eye is gonna look like that though. There's no way. It's a coin.
Oh, it's not.
No, unless they put a sticker on there.
And what's
I
the
mean, I don't know,
far
Danny.
right?
Danny, you buy that one. I'll buy the Doors of Doran.
No, dude, I want the middle set. I get if anything.
Yeah, that middle set. All those look really cool though. To be
What's
honest,
the far right one?
I think that's the what is it?
Oh, it's Eagle. It's Guahir with Gandalf on his back.
Yeah,
isn't it?
but
Yeah, there
where's
you go.
where's the scene at
Yeah.
though?
Oh, that's
are
the
they supposed to
tower.
be? Yeah, that's,
Oh, yeah,
that's what
I
I
see
said.
that.
That's
Yeah,
supposed
that's
to
when
be
he
the tower.
escapes
It's
the
him
tower.
escaping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
Orthanc.
More-
That's
Mordor.
cool, yeah.
No, Mordor.
Orthanc.
Right?
No, it's
Or
Orthanc.
no, Orthanc. That's what I
Orthanc,
meant to
yeah,
say.
yeah. That's
Why
quite
we
cool.
say
hell?
movie?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was still sitting
Fucking
there
fake
looking at the
fans,
rest.
bro.
Fake fans, bro.
Just kidding.
All right, but I didn't put a slide in for this one, but there was an article about the new TV show. The actor's name is Sir Lenny Henry, and the article was about him being a black hobbit, which that's what the article was about. But the biggest part about that was it was a hobbit. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to put hobbits in this TV show, or if it's going to be one of those kind of like how the Hobbit movies were, or are they going to try and like horseshoe in some, you know what I mean, some, trying to make it more
I presume they were around.
Peter Jackson. You know what I mean? Are they going to try and make it
Second
more of
Age,
that Peter Jackson feel or what? So I don't know. But, I mean, it's a second age, so who knows?
Yeah.
What was Bilbo's? Was it who was it? Borora took? No, was that it?
Belladonna took.
No, that was his mother. The great one who cleaved the head off of the goblin and it went into the.
Oh, and it
bowl
made like the
Oh, and
sport of
invented
golf.
golf.
And
Yeah.
then golf.
Oh.
Yeah. Was it Borora took? He was the largest hobbit until Merry and
I'm gonna look
Pippin
it up right
overtook
now.
him. He was like because he was like 4'6". He was the tallest.
Bandobras took. Bandobras took. There you go.
Benderbrast. Is that right?
Bandobras. Yeah. Yeah. I just looked it up right now, dude.
Okay.
How dare you?
I have the worst part is I have trouble with announcing the names. So sometimes somebody will be talking to me about a character that I very much know so much about, but that's not how I read it. So I'm much more of a fan of Lord of the Rings than I am reading. So I mean, you guys probably pick up on
Wow.
that pretty easily. So, but I mean, I love this stuff and I appreciate you guys being here. So okay, and so I'm just excited. I mean, I'm just excited about that. So any kind of
We
news on that
appreciate
show?
you too, Mark.
I love you guys. All right,
Love you,
well,
bro.
and then the next thing is, oh man, these slides. I
God
thought I
damn
double
it,
checked it.
Mark.
Click and sorry, click on the six pack. Okay, here it is.
This thing.
This is through Amazon. This is a steelbook set of
Jesus, 31 discs. my
31
goodness.
discs. But this has like a 2 rating on Amazon, and people are really down on this. So I'm guessing people bought it because it was a steelbooks.
It's quite expensive, isn't it?
It was the retail was $250, but on Amazon and it's already $200, so it already dropped $50 in price. Because the
Yeah,
set we
see,
had talked about before, it comes with a ring, the key of Erebor, and like this giant 250-page book. This one comes with like 3 postcards and 31 discs, including the theatrical versions. Which once you have the extent, that's all. That's one disc. Sorry, go ahead, Pete. What were you gonna say?
No, I was going to say, I think the problem is they promised all of these amazing extras and deleted scenes and stuff, but actually there's not really a lot there. They've got some of the modern stuff where they've met up and things like that, but I don't know. I think
that's what they had. That's what it was. People were pissed because the extras are like the Zoom meetings you see on
exactly
on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the hell?
there.
You just go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think that's very
it's just ridiculous.
There
was one scene somebody had told me that I had read about. Damn it, I didn't write it down.
There is some stuff in there. There's some bits that were in some of the original teaser trailers, I think.
But it's very small bits. But to call it an ultimate collector's edition, and really, no, it's not.
I think if
And
you
they
want,
give you-
I'd go with the ones I got, which are the still book, just the. I think they're 9.
Just the Lord of the Rings and just the Hobbits, yeah.
Yeah.
And they give you digital
4K.
codes, so
Yeah.
if 31 discs wasn't enough, you got the digital codes.
You could take them with you too, yeah.
So, okay, I think is that it of the news? That's it.
I think so.
There we go, yeah. Yeah, it was this Alamo Draft House cast reunion thing, but yeah, as you say, a lot of it's on Zoom because they weren't allowed to meet up, so,
Yeah, it's not an actual meetup, and I mean, you're watching on the screen anyway, so.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Whoa, what's happening?
Some kid is dying.
There's Mordor back there, bro.
This is where our thing was before, right?
Some kid screaming in the background.
Oh no, is that? Oh, that's my kids. I'm sorry. Hold on, I'll go tell them shut the hell up.
No, it's okay.
If somebody wants to do the read for Watto's.
Sure, we
can
want
do
to thank
it.
our friends over at Watto's
Oh,
Scrapyard for sponsoring tonight's episode. You can find them on Instagram at Watto's Scrapyard and on Facebook and eBay as well. They make 3D printed parts for all your hard-to-come-by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, as well as resin-printed head sculpts of dozens of different characters in the Star Wars universe. If you don't see a character you like on their Instagram, send them a message and they can get a design printed and shipped for you today. Watto's Scrapyard, check them out.
Wasn't even my kids, man. Son of a bitch.
The neighbors again?
Yeah, and then the backyard, my yard.
Dude, I think you might have a homicide, dude. That sounded fucking wild, dude.
Sorry about that, fellas. So we're gonna get in our main discussion for today, the theatrical versus the extended cut. And what sparked this conversation was when just everybody says, "Oh no, you." They always say you got to watch the extended cuts first. You have to watch the extended cuts first. And then Zach was also talking about you didn't realize when you watch the theatrical cuts, you're like, I didn't realize they cut this out of the movie. Didn't realize they cut that out of the movie because you might have watched it a little bit later. So, and I was always one of those people that I think if you're going to show somebody the movies for the first time, unless you're watching it with them, I think they should watch the theatrical cuts. But then after watching this, after breaking this down, because this is my big argument was they don't leave the Shire for 45 minutes in the extended cut, but really that's most of this movie that was added on was the Shire scenes. This movie only adds 30 minutes. The other movies add about an hour.
Yeah.
So really, if you were going to watch any movie, I'd almost say, but I don't know. That's why I said it's hard. But that's why we're having this discussion.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go through each scene that had major changes. The one thing that's better, though, about the extended cuts, it went through that, like when they did the special editions for the Star Wars. No matter how much you don't like some of the scenes, and how sometimes there's too much CGI where they added too many X-wings and stuff. Mm-hmm. The actual soundtrack, they pumped in a lot of the greatest composer of all time, John Williams. They put a lot of John Williams in there. And then when I watched both these right next to each other, because I watched the original theatrical cut, like the 2001 DVD, because I didn't want to have because concurrent DVDs added, there's different editions. They are so much more. Howard Shore, like they do a lot better job of cutting the, and it's beautiful music. It's one of those. It makes me emotional when when nobody's bothering me and I watch these movies. I'm like Samwise, man. I get tears all the time. So this is okay. Wow. So this is the one scene. So we're gonna go through each scene that's a little bit larger because some of them it shows an extra clip of running. So this is in the very beginning when Galadriel's talking about Isildur getting betrayed by the ring. So the first thing is in the books he's never riding horses, but you can't, that's from the original movie. So this one, when you watch it, you can tell he's in front of a green screen and it looks janky. So this is probably the worst scene I think of all of them because it just shows him, there's no reason to show him doing this. And then he gets shot, So, but this is only a 30-second clip, but this one was just completely unnecessary. If you wanted to just take him out of that scene and just show the orcs attacking the soldiers, that's great. Mm-hmm. But in the books, the Numenorians are so powerful, they only have horses for sport. They carry their burdens just like dwarves, you know what I mean? So they didn't even have horses, so I didn't think this scene was necessary. Do you guys agree with me? At least agree with me on it. This is probably the only one you guys agree with me on.
Yeah, you can have that one.
And I was actually turned, So then we can go to the next one. It's the opening Shire scene of Bilbo giving the exposition concerning hobbits, which is it's before the actual book starts, but it's in the exposition where it talks about how stupid and and all these It's not Bilbo doesn't say it. Well, in the movie Bilbo reads it, but in the book it just tells you about hobbits and how they don't do much, So this was a scene I actually used to hate. But then after I read the Hobbits and then read the Lord of the Rings in concurrent, I actually love this. And I love the soundtrack, the concerning
hobbits. That's the thing. That's what I was going to say. You get more of that amazing bit of the soundtrack. So it's worth having
the Howard Shore, and so this was my biggest one was they don't need this, and then I went through all this effort, and I was like, damn it!
I'm so looking forward to seeing this when I eventually get to see it in concert in May.
Oh, you fucking bastard! Right.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah, me
it's been
too.
put off 18 months.
You're going to England?
I see it, but no, he's jealous.
Now, Pete, is it one of those where they play the movie then play the soundtrack?
Yeah,
they have the orchestra. Oh, that's so awesome.
Although it will be the theatrical version, so it won't have these.
How dare them?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Because they want to keep the show at 3 hours. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
It's pretty amazing that they can play without a single mistake for 3 hours as it is. So I'll let them off.
Yeah, it's incredible. Or like me, if I have a small bladder, it's crazy.
Get a break in the middle, Mark. You'll be all right.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Intermission.
Well,
Jesus.
I'm not.
All right, so what's next?
Okay, this is during Bilbo's party. This is the scene. This is the other scene I hate so much. This is where Bilbo talks to Frodo about I'm sorry. I only took you on out of. He apologizes to him, and you could tell he's kind of saying
so awkward. Dude.
You could tell he's saying goodbye to him, and I'm like, well, you didn't do anything wrong. You're about to leave this guy with a fortune, and he knows about it. So so the Gaffer's brew must be pretty hardcore. And then it shows the Sackville Baggins, which they have a larger part in the book, but you don't see them anywhere else. So you're like, okay, this guy just hates these people. You don't even know, unless you've read The Hobbit, you don't know about Ortho and Abelia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and there's no scenes with them later in the movie. So this is just one of those drags the movie on a little bit. So this is probably
I actually like the Sackville Baggins' subplot, even without being that into the Hobbit. It's just a funny thing. He hates these people. He's trying to hide from them.
And that goes back to the first time watcher. If somebody's never watched Lord of the Rings, I'd say watch. But this is the argument. Now I'm leaning towards your guys' way. So literally, this is a terrible argument. But this is a scene that
it's just funny to me. It adds this little bit of awkward tension that why don't these people like him? Obviously when you read the novel or like the backstory, but
Yeah.
I mean, any movie's always. Well, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Any of these types of movies are always going to have things that aren't explicitly
Yeah.
explained in
Yeah.
the film, like Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
there's a little bit of additional context for some of the scenes
Yeah.
that you might need, but I think it does a good enough job, kind of.
Yeah. For
You
people
know.
that read the books, it's like, oh, that's cool, and then you're reminded of all the thing they go through.
Yeah,
and then at the
it's like a
very
little
end,
nugget. If you know about it,
Yeah.
it's like a little extra.
Yeah.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
you can still get like a surface level enjoyment of the plot.
I
Because
think,
this-
if you're a fan of the Lord of the Rings, you're gonna like the extended stuff.
Yes.
But
Oh,
if-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. If you know,
if you're
if
not
you-
a fan,
Yeah.
then you just watch the theatrical. Like a
yeah, and that's what it
one-time
is.
thing
Yeah,
only.
if you
Yeah,
that's I think that's a great point. I think if you like the movies, you make sure once you like the movies, you definitely the extended cut's the only way to go.
The
Okay,
thing
we
is
can go to the
that they're such rich books and there's so much had to be cut out that I think it's
Yeah.
definitely a case of more is more. If you love the material, then you just can't get enough. Anything extra.
Yeah, you want more and
we'd-
more.
We'd all watch a 5-hour version. It wouldn't be an issue. So yeah, no, I think it's good.
Yeah. And then the next screen is it's an added entirely added new clip, and it's in the Green Dragon where Frodo comes up to the table with Sam, and it's got the gaffer, which is Sam's dad, and the miller, and it's not specified which one, whether it's the old miller or his son Ted Sandyman, because this is actually in the book. They use two different stories in the book. One's before Bilbo's party, and one's the 17 years after. Before he go, this is right before Sam and Frodo go out. So it's like a combined story. So this is actually a really cool scene once you know the story, because that guy's a pretty hardcore villain in the books. Just and then what I put on here. No, this scene's fine. There's nothing wrong with this scene. So, but it just adds a little bit of context to. I don't know, both their stories, and then I think this is. I couldn't remember after I watched both whether I know it was the scene when they leave the Green Dragon. It shows what's Sam's wife's name? Cotton, Rosie Cotton, and Frodo tells Sam, he's like, don't worry, Sam. She knows a moron when she sees one, and he's like, oh really? He's disappointed. He doesn't realize, because they talk about him being so simple in the books, man, and it's just such a shame, because he's a great guy. So
Yeah,
all right, and then the next scene. This is another one of those great scenes for book fans, because they don't actually meet the elves in the movie. This is just a real quick passing thing with the wood elves, but this has a large story in the books about they scare off the Black Riders just with their music, and it's the same song, and this is where they meet Gildor and Glorian. But this is, absolutely a cool scene, because it's only 10 seconds, and it gives you, like you said, it gives you so much backstory. Like, it gives a huge story, and it just gives you a little bit in there. So this is my favorite. This might be my favorite scene.
Yeah, me too. I wish after hearing the audiobook that they would have put Gildor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gildor and Glorian's a cool character, big time.
We got a super chat from Archangel. Says, always enjoy what CW puts out. Look at that. I think this is the first Ringcast super
Yeah,
chat.
it is the first one.
Wow. Congratulations, Mark. Wow,
Thanks, Arch.
What an angel.
Thank you so much, Arch. I appreciate it.
Bah.
Arch, if you don't have a sticker or anything like that, message me personally. I'll send you a sticker.
Wow.
Okay, and this is another one of those added scenes where his Aragorn's character changes, because it never speaks of his mom at all in the books, but this is supposed to be his, and I didn't know this until I was actually doing research on this. I don't know why I didn't pick up on this. I didn't because it just says she and all this other stuff, but it's supposed to be his mom's memorial. So Arwen's talking to him about, oh, this is what she wanted you to be here. This is what she wanted. She wanted you to like fill out your past and all this other stuff. So in some ways, it's cool, because it gives you the story of why he was raised in Rivendell. That's where Isildur was headed before he got killed, because that's where his wife and other kid was. So in that sense, it's really cool, but this just adds more to his movie character than his book character. So it's not a bad, it's a great scene for the movie, but this is completely not book related whatsoever. And then they have a cute little kissing scene on the bridge, and this is all part of the scene. So this is probably the longest scene other than from the Shire that was added. So, and we can move on to the next one. Oh, this is another one. They made Haldir seem like a kind of a like a Jo in this.
Yeah.
Because and when in the book when he comes up, he's the only person he's kind of a dick to is Gimli, because there's that terrible relationship between the elves and dwarves, but that gives so much more weight to the relationship between Legolas and Gimli. So there is no, I don't know why this scene's in here. I guess this is just more of that. Okay, Aragorn's making everything. He's saving the day every time. But in the books, it's mainly Frodo and Legolas talking to Haldir, and the biggest argument is in the books is keeping Gimli clothed because nobody's supposed to see,
Do you think it's
secretive.
Do you think it's just to make his arrival at Helm's Deep more of a, this guy's actually not,
and I was thinking about that because in the end the character's super cool because he shows up at Helm's Deep and saves the day. And the one thing. The one thing the movie the one thing the movies do is make the Battle of Helm's Deep so much greater.
Yeah.
If anybody that just watches the movies, they always think Helm's Deep is larger than the Battle at Minas Tirith or the Black Gate. But then when you read the books, it's almost like it's so quick, and it doesn't have
like
that
an afterthought.
Yeah, it doesn't have that large feel. You know what I mean? No. It's like they come in waves. They get separated, but this is such a cool scene. And the Howard Shore, the little elves, they play that music, and these guys are dressed to the nines. You know what I mean? Shit, that's the way to die. It's a beautiful scene.
Yeah. So maybe it was done to make it feel more surprising.
Yeah,
I thought it had been abandoned, and then he came with his arm.
Another one of those Aragorn character build type scenes. Okay, we can move on to the next scene then. Yeah. Oh, and this is probably the best scene.
Yeah.
That was added because this there's a lot of importance to this part. Yeah. Because this is where Legolas gets his bow, which is important in the books because he uses it to shoot down a fell beast at one point. And then the Merry gets his daggers, and which is very important because that's the only way they're able to kill the Witch King. Is because he has that elven blade. Yep. So that is very, very important to the story. And then it shows poor Sam getting a rope, which isn't accurate. He gets a rope right before they go out on the boats, and he tells how much he loves ropes and rope making. Really, Sam gets a box that comes with like really good soil and stuff. So when the Shire gets raised, he's able to build it back, which is something that was completely cut out of the movie. So then you understand.
Sorry, when I was watching, I think it was Two Towers, and he drops that box. Because I just read Fellowship, I thought that had soil in it, and it was his salt.
Spice.
Spice.
Yeah. So, so I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny, because they really could have done that. But, that was a cute story, because that...
Really good.
Yeah, book-wise, that would have been a lot better. Yeah. But then, I guess, movie-wise, it's like, okay, you're supposed to show that he just stays wholesome no matter what.
Always thinking about food. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Frodo gets the Phial of Galadriel, which has the star. I forget what
the water, baby.
The light star. Yeah, the water in it. But and then Gimli gets the greatest gift. Now, if you're able to read the Silmarillion, which it took me a lot of work to do, and it's hard to retain it. It's brutal.
I've got it.
Yeah. So in the Silmarillion, Galadriel's hair is a very important thing, and it's supposedly it's the reason they built the Silmarils, and they made there was 3 Silmarils, because the golden hair was so beautiful and so important and light, and everything. That was it. Feanor wanted a lock of her hair, and she wouldn't give it to him. Yeah, he went because that's how beautiful
creeper,
her.
bro.
That's how beautiful her hair is. So then, when this scene comes up, and then he asked for a single lock of her hair, she gives him 3, because it's supposed to represent the 3 Silmarils, and it puts so much weight into that gift. So that's why Legolas has that. If you look at that grin on his face, you know, he's got that like he knows the importance, and so you're thinking when you watch the movie, you're like, okay, well, he's probably, he's got that, well, you're a creep look on your face. Nah, it's like this is a very important scene. So.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Nasty.
Definitely, I think that's the best edition. I would say, yeah. With
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
the gifts, because they use, apart from obviously the hairs, they all play a big part in the rest of the movie. Like they find one of the ways that they track Merry and Pippin is because they find the bit of the belt.
Yeah, the holster
leaf.
for the belt, and then
No, the
he
leaf,
gets
but then they find
the brooch too.
When they go into Fangorn, they find the little broken bit of that hasn't been burnt. Yeah, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they find that too.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
obviously they use the rope quite a bit, and obviously the light and stuff. So yeah, I think that's really good. I like.
And the
that.
rope was actually an extended scene in the Two Tower. Was used in an extended scene of the Two Towers. So yeah, all very good stuff. Now this is one of those scenes that bother me. As much as I love to see Boromir's character like give more weight to his character, that part's cool. But the whole part where Aragorn kind of goes off on him, like I wouldn't bring that ring anywhere near your city and anywhere near your town, because it's like, dude, that's your city. That's your king. You're supposed to be the king. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like an awkward scene when I watched it, because this is a scene I didn't remember for some reason, because it's been a little bit since I actually watched the extended cut of this movie, and I'm watching this. I'm like, man, poor Boromir. I'm like, Aragorn's a dick. So this to me, this was an out of context, but it shows the desperation of Boromir. It shows him like, he's really starting to lose his grasp on what they're supposed to be doing, and he's just like, man, I need to get this ring to Gondor. I need to save my people, because his character's a lot more proud. He's a great character, but in the movie he gets a little bit too much of a, I'm just a selfish prick kind of feel to him. You know what I mean? So, and then what else? We got one more scene. Oh,
until you meet their dad and you realize.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That guy is
pressure
the
on them.
biggest.
Yeah.
Dick. Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh, and he's terrible from the get go. And then we'll get to that when we get to the Two Towers. So, but this is the when Frodo reminisces about Gandalf's speech. I didn't know whether this was an extended scene. I had to go back and double check it, because this is, again, when you watch the extended scene, you're like, wow, I don't remember being this emotional. I remember just him looking at the ring and thinking, oh, this guy's just this guy's all up in his feelings. But they added I think it was about 10 seconds of just the way he looks. But it does that Breaking of the Fellowship by Howard Shore is such a beautiful song. I mean, it makes my hair, it gets me when I'm just thinking about it. But it just adds that, because this is right at the end of the movie, a very beautiful scene. And then it leads to Sam doing some weird drowning thing scene, which goes from such a heavy moment to such a like a humor moment. And then at the very end, they're like, okay, let's go hunt some orcs. So then it ends up, you know what I mean? It's just one of those just weird things. But I mean, but that's it. That's the difference. I thought there was a lot more, but it's just when I watch the extended cuts in all 3, you think, wow, it's like 3 hours. It's so much longer. But the Fellowship is only really 30 minutes. Okay, and this is
mostly more extended stuff rather than proper additional scenes, isn't it? I think.
Okay, and this is an apology. This is one of those a man can only admit when he's wrong thing. Because when we had answered the question on a past episode about going
You motherfucker.
about sailing west, Zach messaged me like on like over a week about 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean?
I was like, bro,
He's
you're
like,
fucking
are you
wrong,
sure?
bro.
He's like, are you sure? And I was like, I can't remember where I read it. It was literally in the Return of the King book. And so I had said that when they were going back, when they were headed back to go see Bilbo, Arwen had gifted told Bill for some reason told Frodo, I will give Bilbo my seat to the Undying Lands. But I completely flubbed that one. She gave it to Frodo because at the time, now when I read this back, it makes a lot more. Read it back, it makes more sense. Aramir was off in Rohan, correct? Because they just did a huge battle. He's putting his city back together. So Aramir sent gifts ahead to Frodo, and then she's standing there right there, and she's like, "Oh, ring bearer. I know the ring's gone now." Well, he's saying, "I want to get back to Rivendell to see Bilbo." Because he thinks, "Oh, Bilbo ain't got much longer." Mm-hmm. And then she tells him, the power of the rings is gone, and that also explains why Bilbo ages horrifically. But just in that little part, once the ring's gone, So then she says, if you're feeling the hurt, I will, I'm not sailing. I choose to live a mortal life, this is the only dialogue she has in the whole book. I will give you my seat. And that was when I didn't know. It never made sense to me about her giving up her life. Like, how do you just choose to be immortal? But that goes back to her father. Her father, Elrond. Damn it! There's so many elf names that I get confused with elf names sometimes. But Elrond he's half elven, so he's only half elf. But for whatever reason, that bloodline, you literally choose whether you want to live as an elf or live as a human being. So she chose to live a mortal life, and so I'm sorry, Zach, you were right, because freaking Bilbo deserves his spot easy. Bilbo is a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Frodo's not apparently.
White Shores. No, Frodo is not.
He's no Barry Bonds.
No, exactly.
Jesus.
And then so I mean that's it. That's it for our.
A man can only admit when he was wrong.
Sorry for talking your guys' ear off, but thanks for listening.
We appreciate the apology, Mark.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, Mark, you motherfucker, you're so wrong, dude. I was so upset. I was like, dude, there's no way.
Well,
Absolutely
you know what it
no
was?
way.
Because in your mind, you think, how the hell is Bilbo not get a seat? It doesn't make any sense.
I think we had the same conversation on the first show when you said
we could. You guys
what? Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Bro, you're reading the wrong books, Mark.
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Sam should have got a seat.
Oh, and he did.
He does.
Thank
He
God.
does.
Yeah,
he
he
does
does.
go over there.
Yeah. Which is weird because
But not
he goes
in the movies.
He goes, gets married,
Nah.
has 7 kids. He becomes the mayor like 7 times. His wife dies, and then he goes to the Undying Lands. I'm like, man. I told my wife, I said, what if once you go, it's just crazy.
Jesus.
Because you think at that
she
point,
went, get a grip, Mark.
because he's going to spend an eternity. He's going to spend an eternity with Master Frodo as opposed to the bearer of his children. It's crazy.
What a dingus.
Yeah.
Anyways. Let's go to the Patreon side. For December, Patreon benefits were sold out of November, and those should be arriving Monday and shipping Tuesday. We have the episode 200 Hollow sticker. So this is a big milestone for the network. 200 episodes weekly, which is fantastic.
When you're hitting that one, Zach, how many you got left?
It depends on how we do the Christmas special episode.
Yeah, you get it running to Christmas,
It'll probably be because we'll have the episode on the 23rd, unless we don't. It really depends. We might do the Christmas special on the 23rd.
Yeah.
Or what am I doing? Jesus, I'm in November. Sorry.
Yep.
Christmas episode is the 21st, so I think we're gonna maybe do a regular episode that day, and then maybe the Christmas special on Saturday, which would air on Saturday. But if we just do the Christmas special on the 21st, it should be the week of I think it's either the 18th or the 25th, so of January.
Cool.
So it's coming up.
Yeah.
Definitely
nice.
coming up. But we're very excited about that. We're going to launch in December. We'll launch a new poster for the Patreons to print, which will be a new artwork that Victoria's working on. In January, we're launching a new branding rather for CW in honor of 200 episodes. And then this is a sticker that isn't entirely related, but it's just a milestone. So I thought we'd make a sticker for it. And then the Money cool. Mendez host sticker that Manny designed, really good work there. So if you want to add any of those to your collection, the link is patreon.com/collectingweekly. And yeah, it's gonna be a great little package for you guys. And then I think Chris Letty is gonna send us a sticker to add into this package, but it'll just be like one per person, regardless of your tier, because it's something that he's working on.
Cool.
Wow.
Pete, can we say thank you to the Patreonies, please?
We certainly can. Yep. All these beautiful angels. We've got Sean Fear, Ian Seavey, René Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leo Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson. Shout out to Mark. Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Joao Breda, Equan, Chris Fallon Serena, Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, Ruben K.S. Rivera Jr., Danny Lee, Legend, Deanie Martin, Stephen Crack, Big Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mariquin, Mike Cruz, Lisa Martin Bramonsky, Rick De Gregorio, Alvin Jules, John the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, you would say CZ, but CZ here, Erwin Asusina, Rayner, Illustrious Rayner, Bowler Boyd, Jimmy James, Mara Cortez, Stephen Percher, Sean Yatsu, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Jesse Contreras, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Corpus, Louis Bennett, Kevin Vega, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, and Brenton Palmer. We salute you. Thank you very much.
Bunch of angels.
Yeah.
We also have the 2021 CW Awards. You can nominate now until December 1st, which is coming right around the corner, for your chance to win a $100 gift card. After that, you'll have a second opportunity to win from December 1st to December 14th for voting for the award show. If you win, we'll just send you a $100 gift card to wherever you want. And it's going to be part of our annual award show, biggest event of the year for the network. So we're very excited about that.
I'm gonna have to try and get on that again. I enjoyed having a category to read out last year. So.
Yeah, we actually have to figure out who is going to be on that show. Mm-hmm. As far as we have 10 people that can be on it, and we'll if you're in the network, we'll put up a something to see who wants to be there, and we gotta. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say we have to pick and choose, but there's more people in there than we have spots for, and then not only that, there's also we usually invite a few guests from other channels to be on, so it's gonna be a bit testy to figure out how we're gonna manage that.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned for that. It's gonna be I think the date for the award show is gonna be the 14th, so it should be the 14th. This should be a good one. But anyways, Mark, is there anything you want to say before we kick this one off?
No, well, I just wanted to say thank you to you guys. The 20th anniversary of the fellowship is on December the 19th. So I don't know what my co-host schedule is, but I would like to do something, I don't know, something cool and something around that time. And I would have a giveaway. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll do something. I'll buy something. And hopefully I'll have my Shire to show you guys, because I mean, you see it in the background. Cool. The hardest part, I'm having real trouble with this grass situation. Like big time trouble.
We got to go with static grass.
No, the thing I bought static grass. I have bags and bags of static grass. The problem is, it's like 4 millimeters, and their grass is high there.
Dude, that should be the giveaway.
Yeah, I'll send this to whoever wants it because I can't use it.
Why can't you use it? Their grass is pretty well kept.
Well, actually, the thing was, I'm gonna put it on the base part, but I'm just for the above the fascia. So I'm working on all kinds of little bushes I bought from.
Just grow some real grass in there. Just put some turf on, put some seeds in. Be like a little bonsai tree. Just keep it.
Mark, what's the next episode going to be on? Have you have a topic yet, or we'll announce it after the fact?
Well, the thing is, since it's the Fellowship of the Ring 20th anniversary, I was thinking of if we can just go over the Council of Elrond and the Fellowship, kind of have like a discussion on each member, You know what I mean? How they got to their why they got there, why the number is 9. You know, why they didn't set out otherwise, why they left when they did. You know, kind of throw a little bit of book knowledge in there, and give it to everybody, and kind of give a little bit more of a backstory of who was actually in there. You know, because there's other people. You know, Gloin was in the meeting and stuff like that. Other ones like that, and some of the other elves that I can't think of right now.
Well, we
Gildor-
will.
Gildor,
announce-
Gildor was there.
Glorfindel was there.
Glorfindel was there, yeah. So, sorry, go ahead, Zach.
No, we'll announce that topic and the show date
Yeah.
here in the next few weeks. But anyways, Danny, you ready to kick us off?
Dude, I forgot how to say it.
This is the worst show that has ever been on this network.
It's been so
kidding.
long.
How dare you?
Jeez,
Okay,
I
hold
forgot
on.
how to say it.
Hold on, no, let me. This is actually something I was thinking about doing. We should end on it on the nice Gandalf quote. Because there's so many good quotes that he puts out there. So let me think of one real quick.
I mean, we have a clip of a Gandalf quote already.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the next
Yeah,
episode.
we'll do something different next time.
Jabbo.
Here at last, on the shores of the sea, comes the end of our fellowship.